U.S. intelligence agency, mind control.
League of Legends.
Carol is a mother of 3 who escaped from an armed group in Central African Republic. She says she joined the group in 2013 after a rebel coalition called Seleka killed her parents. After her escape, she was taught to use a sewing machine to help her make a living, but says making clothes is more difficult than handling a gun.
When I joined, I spent 4 years in the bushes, and being there, I saw so many bad things. I witnessed people being decapitated, and all this scared me and made me want to leave. I'm asking the government to come and help us. We received so much training, but after the training, it's not easy to make money.
The violence intensified after the Seleka rebels led a coup, taking power from President Francois Bozize. Since then, thousands of people have been killed, and more than 1 million have been displaced. The government says about 10,000 child soldiers still fight alongside armed groups. This fighter says it's because it's easier to make money with the groups, despite the daily dangers.
I've been part of armed groups for more than 10 years. At the beginning, I was making tea for rebel leader Ali Darassa, and then I got money and wanted to run away, but he shot me. After that, I joined the group that chased out President Francois Bozize.
More than 5,000 rebels have gone through the disarming and reintegration program in the past 10 years. It's an initiative supported by the United Nations. Officials running the project say it's difficult convincing combatants to give up their guns in a country with little job opportunities.
Most of the time when we go for sensitization campaign, we talk to the armed group. Most of them say they are still fighting. How can they give us the gun when we are still fighting? But it's us to convince them, to let them know the benefit of the program, that the program is for peace.
The Central African Republic government estimates there are about 15,000 child soldiers who have escaped from rebel forces. The UN says efforts to keep them from returning to that life is proving to be challenging. Malakaiba Motsepe, Al Jazeera.
Make sure to subscribe to our channel to get the latest news from Al Jazeera.
Wasn't it John who said, I don't know, I don't know. I'll say, I have a great memory, but then there's things that I say offhandedly as jokes. And then I said that? Who's doing a little honker?
Here's what's been making the business headlines in sub-Saharan Africa this week. Senegalese
Business in
leader
Africa.
Bassirou Diomaye Faye has sought to reassure investors ahead of Sunday's presidential election. He's pledged to renegotiate mining and energy contracts in a country where oil and gas production is beginning later this year. But Faye, who is seen as a strong contender, said commitments made with external partners would be respected, and that he would provide the necessary calm for a proper economic takeoff. Kenya has demanded that TikTok show it's adhering to local privacy and user verification laws, the Interior Minister said, saying the platform has been used to spread propaganda, carry out fraud, and distribute sexual content. TikTok did not immediately respond to a request for comment, but after similar criticism in other countries, has defended its record on user privacy. 2 executives from the world's largest cryptocurrency exchange will remain in detention in Nigeria for at least 2 more weeks, even though they have not been charged with a crime, their families have said. Binance's head of financial crime compliance and its regional manager for Africa appeared in court for the first time on Wednesday. Tigran Gambarian and Nadeem Anjarwalla flew to Nigeria following its decision to ban several cryptocurrency trading websites and were detained on arrival. Impala Platinum Zimbabwe unit Zimplats has said it is offering voluntary job cuts in a bid to protect the business from a sharp fall in platinum group metal prices. The company swung to an $8.8 million loss in the 6 months to December 2023 from a previous $159.6 million profit. And finally, Barrick Gold has said it is ready to explore new gold and copper deposits in Democratic Republic of Congo in partnership with the government.
No. Do not explore mineral deposits in the DRC. Do not do that.
At the Kibali gold mine, which produced nearly 8.5% of the Canadian.
When you're ready, YouTube.
Sissy Vaya, that's you. What is this? Is this a StreamYard competitor that they're advertising to us?
Maybe.
That's what Sissy Vaya is this whole time?
We should look it up.
Striking.
Although I don't think we're going to get a better deal than we have with StreamYard at the moment.
No.
It's pretty fucking good.
Hey, did you know we have an affiliate link?
We do. If you want to use StreamYard and stream and film stuff as well, you click our link. We get a discount.
Yeah, well, you get like a free broadcast. They give you a free broadcast, but then if you sign up, if you sign up, you get $10 off the default plan, which is like $20. So
Yeah.
for most
Public
people,
hospital
Discord
doctors in
and
Kenya convened in
Zoom are better because they're like,
Free?
yeah.
Zoom sucks though. Zoom is awful.
Yeah,
It really is the worst thing I've ever used. It's really
yeah,
bad.
but most people are getting into like streaming
Yeah.
the way we are like this. It's really other people who already stream, who are their clientele, that need to be pulled in.
Yeah.
Either way, if you want a discount.
But it is good for like recording stuff as well.
If you go click it, it gives us good metrics with StreamYard and makes them pay attention to us.
Yeah, and maybe they'll listen to us and give us audio monitoring shit that we can use that'll actually make our recordings better and have less editing required and make John's life easier.
I don't edit them anymore. I just trust that they're good.
Oh, I mean the LTEX and shit. The stuff we actually edit.
Yeah.
major cities on Tuesday to discuss their grievances against the government.
Done.
Across the country, patients in various hospitals waited in vain, like Jane Ackott, whose daughter was diagnosed with cancer last year. Her daughter was meant to have an operation on Tuesday, but was turned away from the hospital.
We were meant to see the doctor today because she cannot swallow any food. The doctor was supposed to perform a procedure on her so that she can be able to eat, but we got sent back and asked to come tomorrow at midday because there were no doctors available today. We shall try again tomorrow and see if we shall find any.
Striking public hospital doctors are demanding the payment of their salary arrears and the immediate hiring of trainee doctors. The Kenyan Medical Practitioners, Pharmacists and Dentist Union, which represents over 7,000 members, went on strike on March 15 and says the arrear arose from a 2017 collective bargaining agreement. The Kenyan health sector, which doctors say is underfunded and understaffed, is routinely beset by strikes. Health Minister Susan Nakumicha says the government cannot afford to hire trainee doctors because of financial pressures. Talks between the two sides aimed at ending the ongoing strike have so far been unsuccessful.
Interesting.
Fucking stink bug on my headphone.
Once a jailed opposition candidate, Bassirou Diomaye Faye, was sworn in on Tuesday as Senegal's fifth and youngest ever president. The 44-year-old
I do like the chain. Yeah, most of these countries are 5 to 7 presidents.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
Post-colonial, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. That makes sense.
Ruling coalition by a landslide in the first round of voting.
Je suis conscient que les résultats sortis des urnes expriment un profond désir de changement.
I am aware that the results of the ballot box express a profound
I
desire
do like
for
the whole
systematic change. Through my election, the Senegalese people
the not just the South American style sash, but
chain.
The gold chain.
Yeah. It was a good look. It's better than just the sash.
And it's also better than like royalty stuff with crowns and scepters and stuff.
Yeah. I will say though, the royals have their colors down.
I do think the South American sashes look really good for like an official president thing. It's like a symbol. It's like a hat you put on to become president, you know?
Yeah. But they're always in the pattern of the country's flag, where this one's just green. I like it. It's like a specific color for that position. I think that's a little bit
maybe
better
a
than
cane.
just a flag.
Well, there's that one guy who was a cane who kept putting it up in the State of the Union. Instead of clapping, he was just raising his cane.
Committed themselves to building a fair Senegal, a prosperous Senegal, a progressing Africa.
Dans une Afrique en progrès.
The new president has vowed to tackle corruption and introduce a series of economic reforms to prioritize national interests, including the renegotiation of oil, gas, and mineral contracts with foreign operators.
It's not like the last guy was
realistically,
terrible. Macky Sall wasn't exactly awful.
Yeah, like realistically, if Senegal became a fairly strong player on that side of the country or that side of the continent, and the rest of it goes to shit,
I think in I think in the specific region that they're in, really the closest competitors are like Morocco and Algeria, which are also in their own demographic away from them. So like they're in there with like like Ivory Coast is also pretty good, and they're pretty close to them. But just like Mauritania, right? Like I'm sure Senegal is probably, that might be a scepter behind them right there too. I'm sure Mauritania is like, Senegal's better than Mauritania too.
Oh yeah. But Senegal, if they also have stability as well, they can also not necessarily take a position on the ECOWAS and the Mali, Burkina Faso, Niger pact thing, and that he could probably offer, because he could probably offer them a way to get to a coast as well and take some of that for the country too.
Oh, they are a coastal country. That's why they have a huge advantage.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They also, off their coast is the like the Canary Islands.
Ah, really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
So there is like a that is the only issue. It's like people are like, oh, it's that close to get to Europe and get a better life. So.
But like economically, they're in a pretty good position with.
They're pretty low on the Human Development Index.
Yeah. But yeah, better government, more development, tackle corruption, put money into infrastructure. There's potential. A younger guy as well. Positive. He might actually listen to people this time instead of just old cunts just being assholes.
Macky Sall has been president since 2012. So this was going to be a pretty big change.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's like Obama still being president and going out at this point.
Le Sénégal, sous mon magistère, sera un pays d'espérance.
Under my leadership, Senegal will be a country of hope, a country at peace, with an independent justice system and a strengthened democracy.
Démocratie renforcée, avec une justice indépendante et une démocratie renforcée.
This is my promise, based on the oath I have just taken before God and the nation, in your presence.
Devant Dieu et devant la nation, en votre présence.
Over a dozen heads of state and regional representatives attended the inauguration, including Nigeria's President Bola Tinubu, Ghana's President Nana Akufo-Addo, and African Union Commission Chair Moussa Faki Mahamat. The military juntas of Burkina Faso, Mali, and Niger also sent representatives.
Okay, Senegal is well integrated with the main bodies of the international community, including ECOWAS, the African Union, and the community of Sahel-Saharan states.
Okay. So yeah, they're in a pretty good position to become a pretty strong player.
There's an acronym here that I just saw. Oh my god, bro! This acronym, it's you'll never guess. It's GAT.
That's awesome. What an awesome fucking acronym.
For the country, 3 years of political turmoil in Senegal.
No way. This organization they're in is headquartered in Tripoli. This trade block they're in.
GATT.
Well, that's just the thing. It's like it qualifies under the enabling cause of the global agreement on tariffs and trade. It aims to create a free trade area within a region of Africa. And this is a lot of, you'll see this a lot with Africa, is that they do trade a lot of internal things, you know, like fabrics and stuff, and like that type of stuff is that type of trade is necessary because they don't export like a lot of domestic made products.
Prone region of West Africa, where juntas have seized power and cut ties with traditional Western allies in favor of Russia.
Are you aware of a CIA psychological profile about you, sir? Would you be interested in hearing what the CIA had to say? This secret study portrays as a brilliant but dangerous megalomaniac who is likely to pursue his own aims in disregard of U.S. interests. He's an uncertain ally. Shall I go on, or would you prefer that I stop, sir?